1996, my first trip to the Indian subcontinent. It was an initial encounter with a fascinating world of people and landscapes. The Annapurna Circuit trek was one of the highlights of that journey. A trip within a trip. 24 days around the majestic Annapurna range, with natural and cultural experiences to remember forever. 15 years later, I am about to visit this area again, for a short period, but exciting enough. While still at home, I am printing around 40 photos I took in the trail from Kudi to Darapani, the trail which I am about to revisit. I carry them with me throughout the Multidisciplinary circuit. I am filled with anticipation until the moment I join the Annapurna trail at Darapani. But the reunion with the Annapurna circuit soon becomes a disappointing experience. This is not the Annapurna I remember. Not the crowded trail with herds of tour groups. Endless convoys of porters and mules carrying tourist supplies. Not the accompanying mule dung smell. Not these Disneyland lodges and guest house centers full of dazzling signs. It is not the brutal blasting of the mountain slope, nor the sound and sights of motor vehicles. I approach Syange. I take a careful look at the 1996 photograph. From the north, it seems that the village didn't change much, except for the white dirt road surrounding it. But as I look closer, I see that the village has grown. I'm anxious to get closer. I took several pictures in Syange back then. I wonder how it looks now. Syange's miniature slate-paved square is still here, right where the mighty suspension bridge ends. It now has a metal deck instead of the shaky wooden one back then. But on the other side of the river, the wooden houses with thatched roofs are all gone. People will later tell me that they left together with their owners who passed away. The rumor about the visitor with photos from the past quickly spread in the tiny village, and everybody is excited to take a look. Soon enough, known friends and relatives start to pop up in the photos. This is my father. This is his uncle. Sights from the past become alive. Here's Male. They identify the cute girl in this photo and take me to her home. Male is not here today, but her husband is so excited to look at her childhood photo. But who is this kid next to her in the photo? At the moment, no one can tell. I'm crossing the Kalikandaki bridge and climb up to the summit guest house, where a magnificent view opens to the waterfall on the Syange side. Mr. Gurung, the owner, is as excited as I am. The change on that side of the village is overwhelming. There used to be a lonesome waterfall on a wild mountain slope. Today, the waterfall is just another item in a heavily developed area. At that time, Syange locals were busy building a new suspension bridge over the river below the waterfall. The old suspension bridge still exists, while the humid climate made it look like it's 100 years old. But the bridge is no longer needed. Now there is a heavy concrete bridge for the motor vehicles traveling on the main road here. A small dam now diverts water to the local hydroelectric plant. And a new metal shed neighborhood has grown around the evolving transportation center. In the late afternoon, there is a celebration in the village, a birthday party for a 2-year-old baby. Numerous social and environmental questions cross my mind, about the people's desire and rights for a better standard of living, as well as the qualities of preserving culture, tradition, and touristic assets. I have no definite answer, but notice that locals, as well as tourists, greatly question whether all this extensive and somewhat forced development is really necessary. In the evening, I am visited by a young man. Nice to meet you. My name is Syange. I am Male's brother. Here is the missing child. He now works at the family guest house. Together we go to the little square by the bridge to recreate the 1996 pose. This is the perfect ending to this trip, meeting Syange in Syange after 15 years. I leave my old photos in Syange for others to enjoy and leave the village with much contentment and delight. I ran out of 3 days on this trip. I take the jeep to Bessie Sahar. What took 2 days of walking in 1996 now takes 2 hours on a mountainous dirt road. Goodbye Annapurna Circuit for now. I wonder how the rest of you has changed in 15 years.